What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. So we got another huge I know you guys could probably already tell it's going down just by that title alone. They were seeing what looks to be like Fox News The 5 host Jessica Tarlov's last day on the show after the Trump derangement syndrome that we've seen on display. In this newest segment, Jessica Tarlov crossed the point of no return. It's time for Fox News to go ahead and give her the boot, guys. Excited to get in this, so we're gonna hop straight in. Just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for you, boy. Without further ado, let's jump straight in it, guys.
Harris refused to meet with him, and he said, RFK was clear, there's a lot of things that he disagrees with Donald Trump on. And so it kind of speaks to this idea that the Democrats are so full of joy and unity, and yet Harris wouldn't even meet with him, and yet Donald Trump, who's supposed to be this hater, was willing to sit down with him apparently several times where they hashed out some of the issues. Speaks more for Donald Trump than the Democrats.
Yeah, it's a reflection of the Republican side of the political aisle willing to at least have a conversation about issues that they disagree with. Democrats just put up the stiff arm and don't want to talk about any of it. RFK Jr. shouldn't take it personally because Kamala Harris doesn't really meet with anybody. We're going to talk about that later in the show. But in terms of the numbers, Jesse's absolutely right. If you look at these swing states now, endorsements don't necessarily turn into votes. There's a lot of third-party candidates get votes from people who don't want to vote at all now because they don't agree with voting for either party, and that's fine. But in terms of swing states where elections are decided by very, very slim margins, thousands of votes, maybe tens of thousands of votes, he's looking pretty good in a lot of these states. Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin. Virginia is a really interesting one. He was taking up about 8% of the vote there. And if he gets some of those voters to go from him to Donald Trump, he could potentially win Virginia, especially since it's a very popular state in terms of who the governor is. But I think the most important thing is everybody's been trying to frame him like some kooky third-party candidate. Listen to what he actually has to say. Listen to what Nicole Shanahan, who was his vice presidential candidate, has to say about the censorship, about why they left the Democratic Party, about why is it that they were so afraid to have him even on the ballot, why they're suing to keep his name off of the ballot. That doesn't seem very democratic. You may even argue that.
And that same censorship is the reason why Donald Trump is able to align and relate with this guy. He's like, oh, they tried to do what to you? They tried to, put you under through charade legal actions, charade legal suits against your political opponent. Come on now. He knows exactly about that. He's seen prosecutors, district attorneys, attorney generals coming after him, trying to keep his name off the ballot. They were trying to sue Donald Trump. So he's seeing RFK Jr. and they're trying to suppress you also. They don't want to. OK, well, I'll bring you aboard my side, and I'll be able to hear you out. Whereas Kamala Harris won't even sit down and do an interview with this guy who's supposed to be closer to the Democratic Party than he is the right. But we can see that the Democrats, they don't want to align with, they don't want to speak with you unless you're on the same side as them. They don't want to hear anything. So it's not just that Trump derangement syndrome. It's that anyone that's an opponent syndrome is what they have right now. They suppress, they go against anybody who is a political opponent. They try to jail them or send legal actions against them. We've seen that multiple times. No hearing them out whatsoever.
Keep his name off of the ballot. That doesn't seem very democratic. You may even argue that that's how you win elections, but it's certainly not how you should operate as a party that claims to be standing up for democracy.
And, Jessica, he wasn't just talking about, being sued, but he talked about real censorship and a portal that was set up in the White House with the FBI, the DHS, the CIA, where all the information about him came in. Look, the fact that the Democrats wouldn't even give him Secret Service protection when his own father and uncle were assassinated. It really, he took down the Democrat Party, talked about the military-industrial complex and the wars that go on that didn't go on when Donald Trump was there.
Well, he didn't take down the Democratic Party. If the election was held today, it's a coin flip and probably advantage Harris. So we seem to be doing okay without him.
Oh my goodness, guys. It's a coin flip advantage Harris. Jessica Tarlov, and this will really get on my nerves. What reality, what world is she living in? Everybody else is screaming that RFK dropping out endorsing Donald Trump is going to shift a lot of pivotal votes over to Donald Trump, the Republican Party. And Jessica Tarlov here is still saying that she believes Kamala Harris is going to be up points if we had election today. Oh my goodness, guys. The fantasy world that she lives in is just unbelievable sometimes. Like, is the money that good? or is she just that Trump deranged? I can't figure out which one it is, guys. Hop in the comment section, let me know. But listen to her.
Today it's a coin flip and probably advantage Harris. So we seem to be doing okay without him. And his values do not coincide with our values anymore. He's willing to betray things that were core to who he is. You knew him.
Guys, they threw this guy underneath the bus. The Democratic Party turned their back, threw this guy, RFK Jr., underneath the bus alongside his family. And that's why he hopped ship and started talking to Donald Trump, because he is a common sense kind of leader. He understands the America and the simple things that the American people are wanting right now. RFK Jr. is able to align with that. You know, he said it once and he said it before. I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party moved away from and left me. That's what happened. Come on, y'all. Listen to him.
Not coincide with our values anymore. He's willing to betray things that were core to who he is. You knew him from Westchester, an environmental lawyer, someone who cares deeply about saving the planet from climate change, something that Donald Trump doesn't care about at all. He's someone who purports to care about a woman's right to choose. Donald Trump sent it back to the states. There are women bleeding out with,
my goodness. Jessica Tarlov and this Trump derangement syndrome. Listen, I mean, if we were playing a little game, guys, Jessica Tarlov, every time she said Trump's name, I think I would be so far. Oh my, listen to her. She can't keep this guy's name out of her mouth. That's one of the first and the key symptoms in Trump derangement syndrome. If you just can't quit talking negatively about this guy, his name is Trump this, Trump that, Trump did this, Trump did that. What did your candidate do? Let's listen to what's your candidate? What makes your candidate so high up on that horse for you? I want to know. I really want to know, Jess.
Sent it back to the states. There are women bleeding out with,
okay.
Okay. I get.
Yeah, but that's not.
But it is. That's why Harris wouldn't meet with him.
Why? You know why she didn't meet with him? She doesn't talk to anybody. Who are you kidding?
I'm not kidding anyone. I'm being truthful about it. He is anti.
Oh my! If you have to say you're being truthful about it, you're not being truthful about it. Let's be honest, Jessica Tarlov. Nothing that's come out of your mouth has been the truth. She's so speculatory. Now she's putting words in Kamala Harris's mouth, saying that I know exactly why she did not meet with RFK Jr. And oh my! It's because his values, his what he stands for does not align. I mean, come on. She's making this stuff up on the fly, and it's really got even Judge Janine. She's like, come on, Jess. Really? Like, come on, guys. Listen to her.
Buddy, who are you kidding?
I'm not kidding anyone. I'm being truthful about it. He is anti-vax, which is dangerous. And everyone.
He's not completely anti-vax.
Oh, he's just 90% anti-vax.
No, he is
okay,
not.
Listen,
were you happy you got the vaccine from COVID? I mean, really?
Yeah, I was. I had it.
Guys, listen to her. This drug that was forced onto us, the people were fired from their jobs. And then it comes out that, it's not such a big deal. It's not mandatory anymore a couple years later. Like, what? Come on, Jess. And now she's saying that she's so much for it. I mean, this stuff, you can't make this up. Jessica Tarlov is literally making this up on the fly. If you say one thing, she'll say the other every single time. She doesn't care. Listen to
not completely anti-vax.
He's just 90% anti-vax.
No, he is not.
Listen,
were you happy you got the vaccine from COVID? I mean, really?
Yeah, I was. I had it one time.
That's great. Don't force everyone else to do what you want to do.
All right. Anyway,
thank you.
You said, Donald Trump's supposed to be a hater, but look at him. And, he extended an olive branch. He did it because, like Kamala Harris said, he has only ever served one client, himself. This is what he said about RFK just in April. I'd even take Biden over Jr. His views on vaccines are fake, in all caps, as is everything else about his candidacy. Let the Democrats have RFK Jr. They deserve him.
All right, well, Jessica, she called Biden a racist and then joined his ticket. People do that in politics.
Okay. I'm just saying that he knows that he can have a better shot at winning by taking him on. There's nothing genuine about this.
Well,
it's not because he's good-hearted.
What Donald Trump thinks. What do you think, Tyrus?
Well, the reason why
I'm glad you know it. That's what I say right there, guys. At this point, she's making it up on the fly. Even Judge Janine is keen to this. She's like, okay, I'm glad you understand and you know what not only Kamala Harris thinks, what Donald Trump thinks also. I mean, like, Jessica Tarlov is the all-knowing, all-seeing at this point is what she's trying to say. Come on. Listen to
it's not because he's good-hearted.
What Donald Trump thinks. What do you think, Tyrus?
Well, the reason why she's not going to talk to him is because all he wants to talk about is policy. And we're still waiting to hear those things. I think you can have a meeting, and they've had several meetings or a couple of meetings, and they aired out their differences, how the political process used to be. Two people who see things very differently, they sit down, they find common ground, like we don't agree on this and we agree on this. Unfortunately, we don't have it. Do I think there needs to be more candidates when we make a choice? Yeah, I would love to see a 4-party system or a 3-party system. I think the reason why not only did he not want to be the deciding factor in the swing states is that he also wants to recognize that you can challenge the status quo. He had over 1 million people. He's done things, not to the level, I'd say, a Ross Perot, but he's definitely got the idea of being a third candidate in the Americans. We're all thinking about it now. So it might not serve him in terms of what he's going to do as far as being a president or that, but it is going to make a lot of people start thinking, you know what, maybe we should form our own party and things like that. So I think he's done a lot of good, and I think it was a mistake, a tactical mistake not to meet with him. Because if they would have met with him, maybe they would have came with the same thing, because you can ask Hillary about the green vote. You know what I'm saying?
Jill
and even
Stein is, yeah.
So shumming off the extra party and you lose Arizona, you'll have no one to blame but yourself. So it was a good thing Trump did what the Democrats won't do, because to Judge's point, she won't talk to anybody.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Fox News, the 5 host Jessica Tarlov, tiptoeing, dancing that line once again. I don't know what has gotten in or what it'll take for her to snap back into reality. She really believes that, Kamala Harris is just this saint of a candidate, and everyone who opposes her is a villain. I mean, like, come on. They betrayed this guy, RFK Jr., rolling him, threw him under the bus. Not only the DNC, but also his family. I mean, like, what is a guy to do? What other choice does he have? Goes, talks to the only person who is open, the only open door he sees. He goes, speaks with Donald Trump, and now he's getting backlash, hate for it. And maybe Donald Trump's getting hate for it, saying that Donald Trump's only doing this so that he can get votes. I mean, well, even if he is only doing it to get votes, you wouldn't do it to get votes. So he's doing the work that other folks don't want to do, and doing it with a smile on your face is exactly how you win elections, guys. I'm excited to see how this one pans out for Donald Trump. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know how you guys think this will affect the presidential race. Do you guys think this will have a big impact on the outcome, or do you not? Hop in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy more content like this. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We go.